On this episode 88 of the podcast, I'm going to talk about scooters 22 and bouldering. Yeah, let's get into it, everybody. And actually, before we get into it, let me get my list. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Luke Who's Talking podcast with me. Luke, how you going out there? Hope you're going okay. Look, I've got a pizza in the oven. I have a pizza in the oven, so I'm mindful of that. So, hopefully, I will not waffle too long. That'll be tough. And so I can go and get my pizza. Anyway, everybody, now let's get into the first topic. Now, this has been requested. I have been asked to talk about this particular topic. I don't really have much stake in it, though, scandalously. But let's talk about it anyway. So, I think it was in December. The city, or where I live, they have started a trial of scooters, e-scooters, and you can ride them in certain suburbs, and then they have like a radius, and if you take it, I guess it just stops if you take it out of a radius. Anyway, there's quite a few of them around. I think they have sort of diminished a little bit, like the noveltiness of them has, I think, sort of gone down a little bit. However, I've had two friends say, you've got to talk about scooters on your podcast. I don't really have much to say about the scooters. But then, saying that, I actually have a couple of things to say about the scooters. Now, my understanding is with the scooters, you go to a scooter, you have to have an app on your phone. I guess the scooter's got a QR code on it. I've not actually checked them out. You like activate your scooter and you go for a scoot. And then you park the scooter wherever, get off it, leave it, and then somebody else comes along and gets on the scooter and drives it. Scoots it to wherever. That is my understanding of how the scooters work. Now, why do I always yawn when I'm doing the podcast? I don't know. Must be the heat. So that is my understanding of how the scooters work. Now, I think they are 40 cents, like a minute, to use the scooters. And at night, when the scooters are parked up, or, just dumped. A team, I've seen like a van go around and they must charge them or swap out their batteries or whatever, so then you can scoot the next day. Now, there are two colours of scooters. There's orange and there's purple. My understanding, I've been told that the purple scooters apparently go faster. I'm not sure how fast they go, but this purple ones apparently go faster than the orange ones. Now, the orange ones, I don't know how fast they go, but they go reasonably slow, because I have caught up to and easily overtaken them on my bicycle. Now, that could be, there's two factors in that. First of all, they don't actually go very fast. Secondly, the person who was on the scooter that I caught up and overtaken don't know how to scoot, don't know how to ride them. Don't know how to ride them. Yawning again. I apologize for that. So that's a possibility. Now, I will say, myself and my cycling friends, excuse me, like that the scooters exist because they're taking the spotlight away of, quote, annoying cyclists on the road. Everybody's having a whinge about the scooters, which is good. And I think the trial's going to go for like a year. So we've got a year of motorists getting off our backs for really nothing, if I'm honest. So there you go with that. Now, the scooters, here's the thing with the scooters though. You could just, like anybody, you could just get up, hop on it and go. The problem I have with that is you don't know how to, you don't need to know how to actually operate it or how to ride it. So if that makes sense, I could say, yeah, sure, I ride my bike on the road, for example, or I ride it, I know how to handle how to maneuver, how to ride, how to operate my bike. But people who are on the scooters don't really know how to operate them properly or drive them properly, which is a factor. Why am I yawning? A factor, I think, in regards to like them being used. Especially if people are scooting on the road, because you've got to be aware of a lot of stuff. When when I'm riding on the road, I'm conscious about vehicles behind, or conscious about traffic everywhere. Where people are is what, sort of intersection of whatever's coming up. There's a bit to be thinking about. Do I need to stop? Can I go straight through, like this roundabout, for example? All that sort of jazz. Signalling as well. Whereas the scooter operators, they just seem to be going for it. So, that would be my only real gripe, at least at this point, about the scooters. The only thing I've really got to say about the scooters is that the people I feel are using them don't have that awareness of what they should be aware of. Motorists, pedestrians, road infrastructure, etc. And especially because I feel they go pretty slow. Whereas if I'm under the cosh, got a vehicle around, I can just mash the pedals and power out of it. But I don't think that's necessarily the case with the scooteroonies. So, yeah, there you go, everybody. Yawning again. Why? And I also seem to have something in my throat. I don't know. Anyway, let's go off to the jingle, and I'll be back after this. And I have my list of stuff here. I've compiled a list of things for the 22. So let's get into that. My goodness. What's happening to me, video watcher? Anyway, welcome back, everybody. So I have a list of things here that, stuff for 2022. There we go. Written on it. So I'll just run through a few of them. What is going on with my voice? What's happening to me? Wow. Anyway, stuff for 22. So let's get into it now. The top item I've got here, this is we'll see what happens with this, but it's try and do a 150. Right, try and do a 150 kilometre ride. I think that is something that I will attempt. Well, it will either be during autumn or winter, where it's obviously not as hot, because I'm actually a bit spicy sitting right here, a bit hot right here. Yes, and then below that, I've just got a couple of ideas of where I could possibly go. Now, other things I have written on here is sort of like just visiting places. So we've got a few World Heritage areas here where I live. So I've got visit some World Heritage areas. Yep, up at Stanley, there's a place there called the Nut. I've never been to the Nut, so let's go and have a look at the Nut. Which would be could be interesting. Try and do maybe a couple more mountain bike rides. All this stuff really is just so I can have vlog content, if I'm honest, really. Also, buy a hammock. I thought I've been lusting for a hammock for some time. A couple of years ago, a friend had I think it was a friend's birthday. They had a party anyway at their place up in Spudtown. And they had a hammock. And I slipped into the hammock and I was like, wow, I want a hammock. How much is a hammock? Let's have a look. Where can I get a hammock from? Let's have a look. Does BCF sell hammocks? I'm searching up hammocks, everybody, so I can see how much a hammock costs. So bear with me. Block Hammock. Ooh, hammock. Wow. Hundreds. Oh, well, that's all right. I'm apparently a club member. $90 for a hammock. I would have to get one on a frame, unfortunately. I don't have anywhere to hang one up like properly. Where else would have hammocks? Anaconda, they'd probably have hammocks. Let's have a look here. Hammock. Right, $90. Oh, okay. Right. I got some hammock prices. We get this one. Yeah, look at that. It's got a big frame on it, though. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, get myself a hammock for reasons of why not, really, if I'm honest. So I'll have to do some scouring around to see where I can get a hammock. I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if, excuse me, a particular hardware store sold hammocks. Let's have a look here quickly. Get rid of that. No, let's see. Oh, wow, they sell them. Okay. Not surprised. Double hammock? No. What a single hammock? Because it's all, it's me. What's that one? Oh, that one looks saucy. Oh, it's got a pillow. That's, well. That could be a possibility. Ooh, double hammock. Oh, yeah, right. Yep, right. Anyway, hammocks. I've got to get myself a hammock at some point in 22. I hope that was exciting. You could listening to me searching up hammocks. Anyway, everybody, let's go to a break, and I'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Now, I'm recording this Tuesday, right? You're listening to it Friday or watching it Friday. Yesterday or on Monday, depending on how you want to work that. I think it's bouldering, right? I went bouldering. What is bouldering? Well, it's rock climbing, indoor rock climbing of sorts, but like the wall's not very high and you don't have any gear on, as in harness or anything. So you're not falling that far, even though if you do fall, it is a decent way to fall. So there's a place, I don't know how long it's been open for, a year, maybe, a year and a half, a place here in town. So we went bouldering. And basically it's just like you turn up, you put some jazzy shoes on, there's a wall, various walls with things, I don't know what you'd call them, things, and you just scale it pretty much. That's that. Yeah, climb up it. Have a good time. So, I've not been before, and it was, I wouldn't say I'm particularly, like, big on heights, but I think in the context of climbing, you're thinking about other things. You're maybe not necessarily thinking about, oh, I'm a long way up. That's not great. So you just climb. There is some areas there where you can climb up and like over onto a raised walkway. So I've scaled that a couple of times, which was vaguely satisfying to climb up to the top, because once you get up and over, you don't have to worry about how you're going to get down. Whereas some of the other walls, you climb up to the top, and then of course you've got to get down somehow. Whereas with the ones where you can climb up and over the wall, that's fine, because I mean you climb up and then you climb over. So there's no like, once you get up to the top, how am I now going to get down from here? That could be a bit of a situation. So yeah, for bouldering, it was interesting. Would I go back? Probably, yes. Because I've been thinking about something to do in between rides. So if I go for a ride every other day, something to do in between. So maybe like I could go for a climb every, maybe not like every other day, but maybe I could go for a climb at some point, maybe throughout the week, possibly, or something like that could be interesting. And I think it's sort of, I want to do a bit of core stuff. I mean, I don't know, is climbing core? I don't know, but yeah, anyway, climbing was interesting. I took my camera, had it on the head, so look out for a video on the vlog channel about just doing some climbing up stuff, and it'll be interesting. Hopefully, seemed to look okay, so that'll be exciting. But keep a lookout for that. Anyway, everybody, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to talk too much. I've got a pizza in the oven. Let's wrap it up. Well, everybody, thank you very much for listening to this episode of the podcast, and also thank you for watching, the people who watched. Also, apologies for meltdown in regards to, apparently I needed a bit of a cough at some point there. At various points. So apologies for that. And of course, don't forget, everybody, you can send me an email, LukeWho'sTalking at, was it LukeWho'sTalkingPod@gmail.com, your email. And we're on the tweets at L_who's_talking as well, and all that jazz. So thank you everybody for watching and listening, mainly listening probably. Yeah, there's probably more listeners than watchers. Anyway, thanks everybody for that, and I will catch you all in the next episode. See ya.